Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Katarina and today we'll focus on our spine. So we'll go through a full body flow where we'll move our spine into different directions. We'll back bend a little bit, do some forward folding, some twisting, side bending, so that we really work on moving our upper bodies and our spines in each direction that it moves in. This will be a soft practice, quite a slow one, so I really urge you to drop into your body and take the time to meet yourself where you are. So we'll start on all fours. You can bring your hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and see if you can really start to ground down through your palms, really widening through the fingers. See if you can spread them out and lengthen so that the tips of the fingers are really grounding down, almost clawing into the mat, and then making sure all four corners of the palms are also grounding down. Finding some stability here through your shoulders, through your core. Beautiful. We'll start to move with our breath. So as we inhale, we drop the heart down, opening the chest up, lifting up through the sitting bones and the chin. And then as you exhale, start to draw the chin in as you curl through the spine, pushing the mat away from you. Inhale, reversing, opening up, arching through the spine, dropping the heart. And then really slowly from the tail, start to roll the spine, chin to chest, curling in. Inhale once again, open up. Really enjoying the movement. You can close your eyes if that feels good. And exhale. Starting to tap into your own breath, into your body. Beautiful. If you naturally start to move forward and back slightly, or maybe from side to side, could be a circular motion. All of that is very, very welcome. Starting to feel into the spine, into your back body, into the front body too. Beautiful. We'll take an inhale, arching through the spine, dropping the heart low. And then we'll tuck our toes under and find an active child's pose. So lengthen through the spine. Beautiful. Then we curl forward, inhaling. And then as you exhale, open up through the chest and start to drop it down onto the mat. The hips stay up. Beautiful. From here we slide forward, the toes move back. We inhale into a cobra. And stay here for an exhale. Beautiful. Take one more inhale, drop the shoulders low as you enjoy this back bend. And then exhale, drop down onto your stomach. We push back onto hands and knees, moving into that active child's pose. And then moving forward again, curl through the spine as you move your weight forward. And then exhale, drop the chin down again and the chest as well. Moving your weight back through the hips. Inhale into another cobra. Stay here for the exhale. Beautiful. Take one more inhale. And exhale down. Tucking the toes under, push back onto hands and knees. Active child's pose. And this time we'll push up into a downward facing dog. Well done. Take a few moments here, a few breaths to pedal your feet out. Lengthen through the spine. Maybe bend through the knees one at a time, creating that space in the backs of the legs, in the spine, perhaps the hips too. Hugging in through the triceps, releasing the neck, guiding your gaze between the ankles. Beautiful. Come into stillness in your downward facing dog for a full inhale. And exhale it out. We'll then come onto our tiptoes. Inhale. Exhale, bend through the knees. And then find your way to the top of the mat. Whether it's a step, a hop, or a few steps. Well done. Take an inhale, lengthen through the spine, look forward. Exhale, fold over the legs. Good. Then find your way all the way up to standing. Arms come overhead. Extended mountain pose. And hands to heart center. Exhale. We'll move through a half sun salutation a few times. So we'll inhale into an extended mountain pose. Reach up through the entire body. Ground down through the feet. And as you exhale, you can release your arms by your sides. Bend through the knees. Open through the heart. And release. Really melt into a forward fold. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Look forward. And then fold over the legs. Good. We'll come all the way up to standing, sweeping your arms up overhead. And we'll do that again. So release through the knees, through the chest, through the arms, melting down. Well done. Lengthen as you inhale. Exhale. Then we rise up again. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And one final time, really enjoying that release. All the waves through the spine. Well done. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold over. We lengthen through the spine again. Inhale. And then plant your hands onto the mat. We step the left foot back and bring the knee onto the mat. We'll then sweep the arms up, coming into a low lunge as you inhale. Beautiful. You can clasp your hands together here, stretching through the upper body, stretching through the arms. Lengthening as you square your hips. And see if you can start to lift up through the chest. Finding a slight back bend here as you lift up through the fingertips. Guiding the hips towards the mat. Keep pushing the left side of the hip forward also to protect your lower back. Inhale here. And then as you exhale, sweep your hands down. We move our weight back into a half Hanumanasana. Take an inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold over. Doing that again, inhale. Exhale. Well done. We'll then ground our left hand down onto the mat and see if you can sweep your right leg behind you, reaching your right arm overhead. So one long line from the right foot to the right fingertips. Inhale, lengthen here. And then as we exhale, we start to bend the right knee. See if you can grab the foot with your right hand and then start to open up through the front body, through the right shoulder, the right quad. Maybe you gaze up if you have your balance here. Take an inhale. And then exhale, we release the leg. Bring your right hand back onto the mat and see if you can cross your right knee behind the left one. Bringing the heels a little bit further from each other, we sit down into a Gomukhasana between the heels. You can adjust through the legs, through the feet if you need to. Make sure there's no discomfort in the knees as you find this pose. We start to ground through the hips and settle here for an exhale. With our next inhale, we sweep the arms up and then bring them to heart center, and we cross our right elbow over the left knee, coming into a twist. Pressing the right elbow against the knee, pressing your palms against each other, and keep the shoulders away from the ears. Remembering that every twist is also a back bend, so keeping that action in your spine. Beautiful. Take an inhale. And then release as you exhale. See if you can bring your weight forward over the knees, onto your hands and knees. From here, keeping the legs as they are, we're going to come and stand on our knees, bringing our hands onto the hips. And then as we inhale, we start to drop our elbows back, coming into a back bend here. Instead of thinking of leaning back, see if you can lengthen through the spine and imagine lifting your chest up. Maybe lifting your chin up too. And gently pushing the hips forward. Take an inhale. And then exhale, come back to center. Release your hands onto the mat. We're going to undo the legs, reaching the right leg behind you, and then place it back behind you so that the outer edge of the foot is parallel to the short edge of the mat. We'll lift our right arm up, lengthening through the side body, coming into a side bend, maybe a slight back bend too. Pushing the hips forward as you find this shape. Open up through the chest, the right arm. Beautiful. Take an inhale. And then exhale. Come back to center, right hand and right knee ground down again. Tuck your toes under and find a downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here, maybe pedaling the feet out. Well done. Then with our next inhale, we come onto tiptoes. Exhale, bend the knees, and then find your way to the top of the mat. Lengthen as you inhale. Exhale, fold over. We'll do that once more. Inhale, lengthen. And now as you exhale, bring your hands onto the mat and step the right foot back behind you. Right knee grounds down too. And we sweep the arms up overhead, settling into our low lunge. Plugging the right femur into the hip socket, really pushing that side of the hip forward and the left side back to square the hips, protecting the lower back. And just like in the other back bends, see if you can start to imagine lifting your chest up towards the sky instead of back bending backwards. Beautiful. Reach up through the arms, the chest. Inhale. And then exhale. Hands come down onto the mat. We move our weight back. Left leg straightens. Beautiful. The spine lengthens too as we inhale. Gazing towards the toes, and then exhale, fold over. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold over. Lengthening through the spine, we'll bring our weight onto the right hand and see if you can sweep the left leg back. Keeping it above the mat, the left arm lengthens towards the top of the mat. We'll take an inhale, lengthen. And then we start to bend through the left knee. See if you can grab the foot with your hand and start to open up through the front body. Gazing up, if you like. Keep breathing as you kick into the hand. Final inhale. And then exhale, release your hands onto the mat, keeping the leg afloat and then crossing it behind the right one. You can wiggle around if you need to, opening a bit more space between the heels and then sitting down. Well done. The hips ground down. See if you can make sure both sitting bones are grounded down. Well done. Lengthen through the spine here and root down a little bit deeper as you exhale. We inhale the arms up. And then hands come to heart center. And we cross the left elbow over the right knee. Twisting here. Pressing the palms together. Keeping the hips grounded down. And shoulders dropping away from the ears. Take an inhale. And then exhale, undoing the pose. See if you can come over the knees, onto your hands and knees, and then rise all the way up onto your knees. Hands come onto the hips. If you need to wiggle around here, feel free to do that too. We'll find our back bend here. So moving down through the elbows and lifting up through the heart. Maybe through the chin too. Gently pushing the hips forward. Well done. Keep breathing. Keep opening up. And then start to come back to center, releasing your hands back onto the mat. We kick the left leg back behind us and place it towards the back of the mat, bringing our weight onto the right side. The left arm reaches up and overhead, really plugging the outer edge of the left foot onto the mat to find length in the left side of the body. Turning your pinky finger towards the mat to find that lovely side bend, stretch in the side body. Take an inhale. And then exhale, come back to center. Well done. The hips stay over the knees. We're going to walk our hands forward, finding a puppy pose. See which variation of this pose you want to take. You can rest your forehead on the mat. Or if you're feeling quite mobile in your upper back and neck, you can also lift your gaze up. And the more you melt down through the heart, the more intense this opening will be for your shoulders, for your upper back. Well done. Take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, find your way back up. And we'll sit over the heels, finding a child's pose. You can open up through the knees, opening them up towards the sides of the mat to find a bit of space so that you can really release the upper body between the legs. Resting your forehead onto the mat. Release through the hips, the spine and the shoulders. As you find this place of stillness, maybe feeling your breath a little bit deeper again. Feeling the inhales and the exhales in your entire upper body. And feeling the effects of the movement that we just went through. It often keeps going in our bodies, even after the movement's over. So just staying with the sensations. Take one more inhale. And exhale deeply. We'll then roll our spine back up into a seat. Just pausing into the first seat that you catch as you roll the spine up. And without adjusting anything, just find stillness here for a few breaths. Drop back into the body, sitting with the breath, just feeling, just being. It's quite rare for us to just be, so give yourself a few moments here. When you do feel ready, you can bring your hands to heart center. We'll take one final big breath in through the nose. And open the mouth, sigh the air out. Beautiful. When you feel ready, you can bow your head towards your hands in gratitude. Thank you. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed this flow. A wavy flow like the one we just went through, I find is often quite liberating and often opens up a bit of stagnation in the body. So I hope it did that for you too. If you do enjoy my flows and practicing with me, please subscribe to my channel. I also really appreciate all the likes and the comments. They go a really long way. I'm here every Thursday. I post a new video every week. So I hope I see you here next week too. Thank you.